Alright guys, so what I decided to go ahead and do, I'm going to open him up and see what other issues he has. So, for all you guys that recall in the first video, if you haven't seen it, summary, um, eBay seller donated a bronze V2 to me due to the fact it was left on the rain and it's pretty badly broken. And, whatchamacallit, pretty much both hips are broken and I think he's about to snap in half, given by how he feels. So I'm going to go ahead, open him up. Undo his hands at least, so they at least will be open. Because that's how I usually always leave my V2s when not in use. Always leave their hands open. Because I don't want like fingers or cables breaking and all that fun stuff. Ooh. There's like dirt in them. Golly. I did take some before photos. So whenever I can start with them, I'll know. I'll illustrate all of that. And like transformation. Something I did notice, I think his hip caps are busted. If they're busted, then I can easily replace those, but the only thing that was concerning me is that I'm hoping that around the leg area, since there are these two little holders for a shaft where the big gears goes onto, usually those tend to be broken on these robots, and getting another lower body module, isn't always the easiest. I'm also going to see if I can adjust his neck funnel too. Not neck funnel, but the area where his speaker is at. So far none of these screws want to come out, so. Oh my gosh, none of these screws are rusted. Jeez Louise. I'm hoping that his board isn't rusted or anything. Screws are rusted, so it wouldn't surprise me, in all honesty. I guess I will go ahead and remove his back shelf too. But it does concern me the fact, if I hold the upper body like this, it's not supposed to wiggle like that at all. So I can almost imagine that he's probably held on by like one screw holder. And I really would hate to replace the whole upper body because it at least would still work. Just in this case, I might have to glue them. Oh my god. Oh, golly. Well, he certainly is super dirty. Look at all that dirt. And something that gets me, there's a gear up here. Oh. Okay, so those bomb pieces did break, because this is what I was hoping. I didn't want to see this up here, but it's just loose. He is really dirty on the inside. Actually, he's not snapped from the upper body, but it still doesn't seem good. I'm gonna go ahead and release his hands. There you go, buddy. Oh, super dirty. Okay. Screw bits are still in place, so that's good. Go ahead and do these so I can move the back. And we'll see how he's doing. Not seeing any rust on the board, so that's good. Very promising. Well, that piece just broke. Okay. I'll have to glue that back on. Which is completely fine. I've had to do that multiple times before on V2s. So, nothing new. Just have to gather his pieces in a little plastic bag. Now, something I will say is what amazes me with these V2s is how some people tend to find these. If they're not an original owner, I've seen posts before in like, I think it was Instagram. Let's call it some Instagram I think it's Instagram and Facebook, where people like Garbage Man have found these fellas literally outside of the dumpster. And I remember there was someone who had messaged me wanting to fix a bronze V2 for him because they went to go throw out some trash because where they live is like a more fancy, like a wealthy apartment area, and someone had somehow thrown one of these away. And it's a shame the fact that I don't have their contact information because I would have loved to fix that V2 for them. But now on, whenever with these repairs, I ask to anyone who emails me, messages me on eBay to leave me their email address so I can get back to them. And I really wish I would have done that with those people because currently I actually have a silver V2, sharper image silver V2 that I'm working on. It's rewired. I just got cleaned the shells and started the process of assembly. But my issue is, since I've had this robot in my possession for some time now because I've been really busy, I have no way of getting in contact with the owner. It's already been paid for. The robot's nearly done, but I really would like to get the robot back to them once it's done. I would feel really wrong keeping it because that's not how I roll. So I luckily did find her address on a paper that like some type of invoice, which I'm really glad I kept that, or else I'd be screwed. And I'm gonna send him a letter saying, "Hey, just want to let you know that your robot's finally done. Everything worked out nicely, and he's ready to be shipped back to you. If you can email me at my traditional email address, then I can get shipping quote and everything, and then the robot can go back to them. I still need a silver V2 for myself because that's the last color I need to have one of each model color. And it would be nice to have one of each. Although the only thing I just don't like about silvers is they're super fragile. I mean, yeah, they looked more premium due to the fact that their box was different. It was a lot more fancy looking because it wasn't a traditional V2 box. But of course, unfortunately, the one with the fancy box turned out to be the crappiest one of them all. And I mean the crappiest one, worse than a yellowed white V2, and that says a lot. But overall, it's also funny because at one point I was no longer gonna do repairs. How does one come out? I was no longer gonna offer repairs on the silver V2 and the yellowed whites, but I have to charge extra on those because they're the ones that's gonna be a lot more painful to deal with, and they're just times I don't really want to deal with them because if they arrive to me damaged, then you know what? Dang. If they arrive to me fine in one piece, then you know what? Okay, cool. But in this case, it's gonna be a pain. Dismantling becomes a nightmare, especially when stuff starts breaking, and the sharp image silver one is known to be the one to do something like. Oh my gosh, when did that spring on? Okay, I might have to replace this spring. Oh, actually, I might be able to call it back. The thing I don't like about some of these pieces is, oh, I stabbed myself. They don't always tend to fit like they want to, or come out like they want to. There we go. All right. Something I will say is I'm glad his spring holders are good, but the fact I can do this is concerning, but I feel like it might be because of the legs. I'm almost positive it might be because of the legs. As in the legs are probably both destroyed, but I'm really hoping... Well, actually I do have spare the front portion, so that would actually be fine. But hopefully there's no further damage, because if this one has good spring holders for the lower portion, then I won't have to really use too many parts on him. Because I got plenty of a few parts, but I still need more parts because I'm starting to run low on certain ones. And of course, this one could have been a parts one, but I don't have the heart to part this one out because of course it's a bronze, it's a rare color. But also because this was donated and was pretty close to becoming a scrap, as in it was going to get thrown away, trash. And I honestly don't want to happen to this because it's just sad. Okay. Okay, boards seem to be fine, which is good. Let's see if I can at least. Oh, it didn't come out like the way I wanted to, but you know what? Okay, so his back isn't as dirty on the inside, which is good. I see some bent component, but it should be fine. So board looks to be fine, which is really good. Okay, now I see why it was like would rotate really weirdly. All right, now for the fun part. Trying to keep this thing balanced, and I'll do the butt. Oh god, his shell's literally breaking from the butt area. Oh. I would go ahead and just dismantle him entirely, but at the same time, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have him just laying around pieces. I mean, I could go ahead and like repair broken bits of him, but where did that come from? Oh, that's from the shell. Okay, yeah. Man, these poor things. Yeah, I can see where there's some damage on his shell. One leg's getting ready to freaking pop out. So I'll have to glue a lot of this stuff and hope I can get it all sorted. Alright. Now, for the moment I've been waiting for, well, it feels like it wants to just fall apart. There's a screw. It did. Oh, he is super dirty down there. Apart from where all the water was just sitting in him. Man. Oh, it's already wanting to break my hands. Oh my god! Okay, that one's fine. Okay. The whole thing is just literally falling apart in my hands. Ah. So I will have to find him a whole new lower mech, which I might have a spare for him. But oh my gosh. Looks like one hip cap survived, but the other one didn't. The whole thing's like just destroyed. Good god. I was hoping it would have been fine, but given with how he was reacting whenever I was trying to get the springs on, like I mean the whole thing is like destroyed. I was hoping I could at least have the front piece where these shafts connect onto, but no, the other side's broken. But that whole lower back area destroyed, and I mean destroyed. Look at this. Look at that. See that the whole butt frame or lower portion of the body frame is just destroyed. Man. Now I kind of wish I would have at least start his disassembly. I guess I might be able to do that. I might as well just go ahead and fully dismantle and put his parts in the box and for the time being, but I was really hoping it would have been that bad of a damage, but no. I mean, his whole shells are just breaking. Well, of course, because where the legs broke. No, real quick, just gonna get them back together. It's probably gonna be a big fat no. No. Ow, that hurts. I can't get him back together, so gonna have to dismantle him for the time being. Actually, I might do. Well, I'm gonna have to dig through my parts to find a new lower portion in this case, so then he can actually stand. So I guess what I'll do is de-wire him, replace this whole lower portion, and then just reassemble them till I can physically start on him. So I guess I'll go and do that. Jeez, this is insane. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll keep all updated once I find around him. I might make him some wires soon, actually. So he might be up running sooner than expected. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one.